Over Black Screen, End It All makers of the Really Big Brothers reality show brings together five people of different denominations living together called Faith House. Reality show host Sarah Abrams outside a modest home in Michigan as she enters the house.
Hello, I'm Sarah Abrams, and I'll be your host of Faith House. We scoured the countryside for the right combination, a broad spectrum of the Christian faith. If the South is considered the Bible Belt, then up a little higher in the upper Midwest is the Christian corset. So, the goal is for the housemates to live with and accept and appreciate each other's differences. We have one Catholic, one Episcopal, one Evangelical, and one Pentecostal. They come together with a singular understanding of who God is within 8 weeks. If they do, they each split $1 million. However, they don't know that this is their goal. The rules to their understanding is as follows. They win $1 million if each can persuade the others to believe and join as a member of their denomination. If they fail, they get nada, zip, the big goose egg. Oh yeah, there's also an agnostic in the house.
Cut to opening credits, Faith House. After credits open up at trunk of car, Sarah and Evan Bunyan.
Hello, this is Evan Bunyan. He is a freelance writer. Can you give us some insight on yourself, Mr. Bunyan?
Well, Sarah, you can call me Evan. I'm Evan Tyndale Bunyan. I'm a member of my church, the Frogtown Missionary Church. Ribbit, ribbit.
And Evan, what denomination would you say that is?
I guess we would be under the umbrella of evangelicaism. I can't wait for the flood these other evangelical ways. LGLO.
So you build Legos? Huh?
No, Sarah, not Lego, but LGLO. It means love God, love others.
So if you win, what are you going to do with your money?
A new car for me and a kitchen for the Mar.
He grabs the heavy box off the trunk and bumps past her, heads to house, leaves Sarah looking into camera.
LGLO, yeah, right. Oh, over here at the truck, we have Brian Penn.
She heads over to Brian, who immediately gives her a great big hug, which is awkward for Sarah.
Hello again, Sarah. How are you? How are you feeling?
Like I just got searched by an airport TSA agent.
Grabbing her back where he squeezes her.
Oh, Sarah, do you have a problem with your lower back?
Starts for her lower back and kneels down, puts his hands on her back.
No, it's fine. You don't need to.
Brian is kneeling, his hands on her lower back, praying under his breath with eyes closed. She tries to pull away, but she can't get out of his clutches.
How do you feel now?
Trying to
Fine.
brush him off.
Sorry. Fine. Fine.
Great. Talk to you inside.
Takes bag out of back of truck, heads to house. Holding onto lower back.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'll talk to you in a few. Well, that was Brian Penn. He is an arson investigator and he is a trustee from the Granville Church of God, the Pentecostal denomination.
She smiles at camera for 3 seconds, puts down microphone.
Can you get a load of that guy groping me like that?
Do you want me to talk to the line producer about this guy's boundaries? How's your back where he grabbed you?
Actually, it was hurting me for about a week, but
Showing
but
pain
now
relief.
but now it's actually pain-free. Maybe there is something to laying on hands.
Good thing you didn't have hemorrhoids.
Cut to sidewalk as a man pulls up curbside on a moped to be met by Sarah.
And here we have Professor Tommy H. Huxley. He teaches world religions at Jackson College.
Tommy Huxley is in his mid-40s with corduroy brown pants, wool suit jacket with arm patches. He takes off his helmet to a full head of bushy hair.
Sorry I'm late, Miss Abrams. I had to. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot because this script's all hacked up. Had to stay a bit late. A student was discussing quite strongly with me how I single-handedly caused him to lose his faith. So I asked him if he had checked his pockets. Anyway, I told him that you can never lose something you never had.
Starts to take a big bag off the back of his moped. There are bags strapped all over the moped.
My Professor Huxley, I noticed you have that moped quite loaded.
In an hour, I plan on being loaded too. Hux. My students call me Professor Huxley, but my friends call me Hux.
He heads over to give her a big hug. She pulls away.
You're not Pentecostal, are you?
Heavens, no, I'm agnostic.
I don't believe you.
I am, but I'll lay hands on you if you want.
Heads over to her. She pulls away.
I will leave that to the healers, not the heels.
Suit yourself. If you change your mind, you know where I live.
He laughs, then heads off camera. Cut to inside the house in the main living room. There is the general hustle and bustle of getting unpacked and surveying the house. In the upstage right corner of the room is a figure in a black habit and hood standing very still. He is so obscure you hardly notice he is there. Sitting on the couch with is center and main focus of the room is Catherine Andrews. She is a fat, average-looking woman in her late 30s with short hair. She is eating a bag of carrots and has a fruit drink on the table next to her.
Hey everyone, I have dibs on that room, last one on the left.
Giselle?
You're the only woman here.
There's more lines.
Shouldn't you have the pink room?
Just because I'm a girl used to, I automatically like pink.
Sorry, I didn't mean to offend you, but why should one of us guys take the girly colored room?
Oh, you don't get it. The color pink shouldn't be stereotyped into only being for girls. Boy, oh boy, do you have a way to go.
Way to go. I know the bathroom is way down the hall. Which, with my BPH, I need to be close to the body.
Close to the potty? What are you, like 10 years old? Sheesh.
Just then, the camera crew comes in with Sarah.
We have Mother Catherine Andrews. She is our only female in the house. Do you feel outnumbered 4-1? Nah, I grew up with 4 older brothers. I can hold my own. I played basketball and softball in college before I became a priest.
She gets up and walks over to the figure in the corner.
But what concerns me is this creature in the corner. It hasn't moved since I landed here.
The figure starts to slowly come alive and slowly brings arm up and with a shaky hand points to Catherine.
I was not told I would have to share a house with a woman.
It's alive.
We've just finished what you started.
Female priest, blasphemy.
You must not read your Bible. There were female leaders, priestesses, if you will, in the Old Testament. There was Miriam in Exodus, Deborah in Judges, and who can forget Esther and Esther?
You go, girl. I love it when they fight among themselves.
That was the Old Testament. We're not bound by the old law. We follow the new king, not the old staff and rod.
Old rod, king. Can't we all just get along?
Well, sir, we have 8 weeks to debate these issues.
I am no sir, madam. I am a monk.
Well, the way you're sweating in that long dress, you seem more like a friar.
Franciscans are friars. Benedictines are monks. Get your orders right.
Speaking of orders, can I get a burger with those friars?
Both Hux and Evan laugh.
You need to respect their tenants. It's no laughing matter.
So they're apartment owners too.
Sarah steps in with the crew to talk to the monk.
So here we have Brother Bradley, Monk.
Monk,
Oh no, sorry.
Monk has been wearing his hood the entire time. He extends his hand and he looks like a mixture of Darth Vader and Spock.
You know, Brother Bradley, with that robe on, you look like Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Number one, monks are addressed by first names. Call me Genesis.
Gesundheit.
Let me enlighten you to the rituals, traditions, and monastic ways of the cloth. This vestment is not a robe, it is a habit. It has 3 pieces.
I thought it was made up of 2 pieces. Yes, inside and outside.
Somebody's line again.
What happened?
Um,
Evan.
I thought it was made up of 2 pieces. Yes, inside and outside.
Evan and Hux laugh.
Oh,
You two.
sorry.
No, it's okay. You two need to leave his habit alone.
You need to drop your habit of butting in.
If all you men are going to keep spouting off all these bad jokes, it's going to be a very long 8 weeks. Ouch.
She exits, she trips over the monk's habit.
Tripping over the true church once again. Protestant.
Oh, it's going to be a long weeks. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Monk points off, she heads that way.
Oh, it's going to be a long 8 weeks with all this monk being around.
Laughs at her own joke and walks off to room.
So, Monk Bradley, Monk Genesis, do you have to wear that robe? Habit all the time?
Well, while in the monastery, the only time we could be habitless was during cleaning and sleeping.
But when you are outside the monk dome, can you get permission to dress more appropriately?
My clothing is appropriate, whereas for you, your dressing is more like, excuse my comparison, like Jezebel.
I'm in complete unison with you, Monk. The women of my congregation dress very appropriately. Long dresses past the ankle, hair up, no makeup.
Now we know why there's such a low birth rate in the Pentecostal denom.
Hux laughs, Evan chuckles.
Lusting is no laughing matter.
I concur.
Lighten up, fellas. It was a joke. Even King David laughed.
David was an adulterer as well.
And besides, if your women dress like that, there would be no lusting. As far as I'm concerned, it's not the woman's fault that men lust after them anyway.
Oh, looky here. The agnostic is getting all religious on us. There may be hope for you yet.
I don't believe it. That's like blaming the 10-point buck for being shot by the hunter.
Point well taken. But if the buck would not have puffed himself up to look larger, he would not have enticed the hunter. So I must repeat my convictions. A woman should not cast her pearls among swine.
Just then, Catherine enters in yoga pants and a short running top. Shakes his head and mutters,
Protestant.
or heretic will be used. Song, why don't you join me, Dina?
Cut after the song. Okay, the songs, just go to the next.
And Catherine.
I'm going for a jog before dinner. Anyone want to join me?
I'll go.
He starts to head out.
Sweet. Are you going to get changed?
I've got some sneakers in the car to change into.
So you're going to wear those pants and shirt?
looks at him in a condescending way.
Well, sure. If these clothes are good enough for our softball team, they should be good enough for a little jog around the block with a girl.
He
Trust me.
exits, she exits.
Trust me, this isn't a little jog. And I'll have you know, I was all state in softball and basketball.
That's nothing. Our team was 3-time all area Class D Church League champs. Co-ed. You need to worry about keeping up with me.
I hope you can lay hands on yourself by the time I'm done with you.
Shot, second location, cut to inside a small room with various religious artifacts, depicting each of the denominations, rosary, tongues of fire, Episcopal shield, LGLO sign, and a picture of the Pope and Charles Darwin next to each other.
For lack of a better word, this is the confessional. The housemates are required by the rules to talk, express, confess, if you will, daily dialogue, personal happenings.
Smiles for 3 seconds, then puts down the microphone.
Oh, wow, look at all this stuff. Who the heck is the set dresser? Where's the menorah, the Star of David?
Sarah, this is for Christians. They wouldn't have all that Old Testament stuff.
Oy vey, you're right. They would think it was the throwing Star of David. Ugh, being in this room makes me feel like I'm in church. It would drive me crazy if I had to stay more than a few weeks. A few hours a week with these Gentiles.
Man, I sure wish I would have laid that to tape, what you just said. Some good stuff.
I'm the host, not a contestant. Thank God.
Quickly and with concern.
Can I say that in here? It is kind of creepy if you think about it. Kind of like the black hole of religiosity.
Or maybe you're convicted.
Yeah, right. Let's get out of here. Let's shoot their blessing of the food and then call it a day.
I'm with you. I've got a date tonight with the makeup artist.
They start to leave.
Achoo!
God bless you.
Thank you, Chet.
For what? I didn't say anything.
Sarah looks perplexed. They start to leave. Cut to next scene. Third location. Shot last. Hux and Evan are in the kitchen making some sort of a meal concoction.
I've learned to cook with all those banquets after funeral parties and new pastor dinners.
Great. So you can cook massive quantities of food for the masses, not church, but people with no taste.
Hey, I'm a good cook. Should ask my old pastor, Tom. He sure could eat. He was a rather large man. So naturally, he loved to eat.
Naturally. How overweight was he?
At least 2 bills.
100 pounds overweight? Wouldn't you consider that obese?
I would say so. He would stand on talking scale and it would plead for mercy. But he did try several diets, like the Mediterranean diet.
How'd that go?
He went overboard. Land ho! Then he went on Weight Watchers.
Don't tell me he watched his weight go up.
Finally, he tried the new coconuts and bananas diet.
Did he lose any weight?
No. You should have seen him climb those trees. We had so many potlucks when Tom was pastor. Some of the members used to affectionately call our church the first church of the Holy Potluck. I remember the time Tom was giving the announcement for the week. I think it was the first time he saw that week's bulletin. Anyway, he was reading
The voice of an older, heavy-breathing man.
Before our sermon today, I'll be reading the announcements. Due to Susie having the flu again. Well, this week is Edna and Fred's 60th anniversary. When you see them, wish them well.
Realizing they are dead and aside.
What was that? Their memorial service is this Thursday. That dang flu season. They should have got the shot.
Continues reading.
On Tuesday, the teens are going bowling and having pizza. Maybe I'll try bowling. And then the ladies quilting club will quit the quilting club next week, and the quartet and choir has rehearsal and not 6 on Wednesday.
Looks over next item on bulletin with excitement.
Looks like we have a potluck immediately following this week's Bible verse and sermon today. Well, let's get started.
As self.
Jesus wept,
Then
and we too shall weep. Amen. We're all dismissed.
Evan back to normal voice.
I never saw Tom move so fast in my life, but he really could preach when he wanted.
We'll skip the song
Song.
and go on at Hawks.
Well, now that sounds like a fun church. Also sounds like your pastor Tom was a bit of a glutton. Isn't gluttony a sin?
Tom's not really a glutton. He just finishes his plate.
5th plate. Let's get this food ready. The others should be back shortly. Where are they? Those two have been gone for quite a while now.
Brian and Catherine enter. She is helping Brian into the house.
What happened?
She didn't hit you, did she?
Just a small cramp. I was running too slow, allowing Catherine to catch up. Like when the jockey pulls back on the rein. Not good for the horse.
Catherine drops Brian on the couch.
Well, it's all right. He made it to the end of the street. I had to hold him back from letting loose on his lunch. Brian is so out of shape.
I prefer to call it free shape.
Pear shape, maybe. When's dinner? I'm starved.
We have to wait for Sarah. They have to film our first meal and our first grace that I'm presenting.
I was under the impression that I was saying the first blessings.
Au contraire. It's customary for the elder statesman to give grace.
Grace. Now I said it. Let's eat.
You don't even believe in a deity, let alone graces.
I'm agnostic. I'm not sure if there's a deity, but I am sure that I'm hungry. Quite
Stomach
sure.
growls.
Quite sure.
They are building to a big argument. We pan over to the room that Sarah and cameraman are in. The cameraman is on the phone as they enter the rooms.
Calm down, people. What seems to be the problem?
As per my contract, I'm supposed to present the first blessing of the food on air.
Okay, I'm not sure what the contract says. We'll have to ask the producers. Chet has them on phone.
Sarah, you're not going to like this.
What? What is it?
You see, they need another contestant. And well, they ordered you to stay with the house for 6 months if you want to keep your job.
But I'm Jewish.
Catherine.
Catherine? That's your line after that. Do you have your line?
Oh, you're muted.
You're
Page
muted.
23.
I'm Gentile.
No, Protestant.
Okay, and let me look at the time. Hold on. Okay.
Good job,
Well,
peeps.
Ken, I feel that's not going to be an accurate time because I felt I rushed myself a lot.
That's
Sorry.
the funniest part of the whole
This
script.
was,
That line, you should have put that in. Oh, nothing personal, but Quinn, I think I failed you as teaching you how to read.
I know, I was
Oh.
I wasn't sure if you wanted me to read all the laughs when they already were laughing.
Okay, I don't think we need to do that again, but that was good. The word is Protestant, because actually Protestant is how we say that somebody that's not Catholic is Protestant, but it's actually they were called Protestants, and then they morphed the word into Protestant. So it's Protestant. So instead of ant, like Ant-Man. But it's good, everyone. 14, it's about right, 20, 22 minutes. Quinn, the next, we'll do, the second, let me make sure I got it. Yeah, you don't need to read the stuff in the middle, just the entrance. We'll let that go instead of losing the train of thought. That was my fault. I should have explained it better. Like if you size, that kind of stuff you don't need to do.
I was trying not to, and then
I know it's
sometimes
hard.
people waited for me.
It's a trained position, and I didn't train you properly, but anyway, any questions or any input before we move on?
Quick question. So, are we gonna look into the glass occasionally? You know, do we recognize the film crew and we can kind of address them? We're mostly speaking to Sarah when we speak to the audience, but
Well,
are
she's
we-
gonna be in the scene with us, and that's something me and the cameraman are gonna make a decision on as far as, because we're gonna see chat, which with a camera. I don't know if we're gonna have that as a live for her. That's some decision we have to make. And then when we get on set, you mean like kind of like The Office?
Yeah.
That's a good point, because that's part of the direction I gotta make sure it makes sense. Because it's kind of.
What is this reference, this Office reference? I don't understand.
The Office,
Sorry.
Ricky Gervais and
Oh yeah, that's
Oh,
the one you were talking
Oh,
about.
he referenced the British one. Wow.
Ah, that's
Yeah.
great. That's impressive.
I
is
couldn't do
not?
it. I watched one episode of the British Office. I couldn't do it. But classic Office, American Office is great too. Yeah.
no, once you see The Office made in America, it's hard to watch that Gervais one. It's like they stole the American version otherwise. Okay.
You said that. I did not.
So, yeah, so that's good. Let's, we don't need to take a break. Let's go from, Act 2. Giselle, could you read, Evan again?
Yes.
And because, okay, we're gonna start. It's at the,
Wait, can you give me 1 second?
okay. You can have a little more snide, Jane.
Okay.
As opposed, you don't need to be so, tough on them. And just, if you can just pump up just a little, I know I should be directing this as a table read, but just a little more, speed to the monk.
You want me to slow down, don't you, Ken?
No.
I was kidding again. Man, I can't help it, brother.
You've
You
got.
got me going with this humor. This humor.
Like you think
got
it's
me
being a
going.
table read. You know this is a serious drama, right? Obviously,
Oh, that does change things a little
obviously by the loss of the comedy.
Always keep the audience guessing.
bit. It shifts. There's a gear that shifts
Said
it
it's
halfway
what?
through.
Oh, shifts. I thought you said it's something else.
No, I'm keeping it clean.
Okay, is everybody ready?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Quinn?
Yep.
ahead.
Internal house, living room, house guests sitting around the living room as Sarah gets ready to speak.
Last time on Faith House, we were squabbling about whose turn to say grace. The whole house suffered a slight case of food poisoning, including me. Oh yeah, I've decided the best and greatest hosts should be really involved with their shows, like how Jeff Probst lived on the island of Survivor, or how Chris Harrison dates the gals in The Bachelor, and how Pat Sajak spins the wheel of fortune. But no, they don't. But I do. I get to live with all of these folks. Lucky me. Anyway, Brian is back from the ER. Evidently, he was not suffering from a heart attack from his little jog with Mother Catherine, just out of shape. And Monk Genesis was watching the microwave for 3 hours. He thought he was watching CBS programming.
Cut to the theme song, Faith House. Cast sitting around hanging out for the day.
So let me get this straight. We are playing Truth or Dare.
We should always speak the truth in life. Let your yes be yes and your no be no.
Unless, of course, you are a Protestant like Catherine. Their no is always yes. I say no to divorce and the same.
Ready to say same sex, but gets cut off.
Whatever.
My point exactly, whatever.
Shouldn't you be watching the news on the Kenmore trying to catch up on current events?
We hear the timer go off from the microwave. Timer from the microwave go off. Evan enters living room.
Popcorn's ready.
Monk, sounds like your show is starting.
Very funny. It's not my fault. Being cloistered for 30 years set me back on technology.
And by the looks of things, set you back on fashion.
And social graces.
Enough with the graces 3 times a day is already too much.
Back
Hello,
in the host
everyone.
mode.
Don't say those.
You're in.
when-
What was that, Ken?
I say,
Enough.
don't say the descriptives only, like the beginning of the scene and whatnot.
Enough with the graces 3 times a day is already too much.
So, everyone, here is how it works. It's called The Truth Shall Set You Free or Dare.
Cute. Very cute.
I get it. A biblical version of Truth or Dare.
Sort of. Well, anyway, I will give you a Bible phrase, and all you have to do is quote the exact book, chapter, and verse from the Bible.
That will be absolutely no problem for me. I study the word daily from the Daily Missal.
Sounds like you and Kim Jong-un are a lot alike.
How is that, pray tell?
Studying the Daily Missal. Yours is a book. Kim Jong-un's is for world domination. Well, I guess you Catholics are for world domination too. So you and Kim are 2 peas in a pod.
I know.
Know what?
Pod. iPod is a small rectangle tape deck. I read it in Popular Science.
I said 2 peas in a pod, not iPod. Yeah, never mind.
And who is this Kim Un? What does she do?
Let me continue. I will give you all a phrase, verse from the Bible.
King James, of course.
I don't know what version. I don't write the copy for this program. The producers give me the crap. Hey, Chet, you were going to edit this out, right? Let's take it back a bit. Let me know when you're ready.
Ready?
Okay.
So, housemates, are you ready to play The Truth Shall Set You Free and Dare?
Sure, but you haven't explained the remaining rules.
Oh, silly me.
Let me explain to these less educated on the complexities of scripture. Each of us are presented with a Bible phrase and write it down the location, book, chapter, and verse. And if we get that right,
Which, of course, I will.
Me too.
I'll keep my fingers crossed that I'm right.
Keeping your fingers crossed is superstitious, and the true one church does not believe in superstition.
Oh, really? How about all those baseball players doing the voodoo sign before they bat?
That, sir, is not a voodoo sign. It is the sign of the cross in reverence to the one true God.
we stopped doing that years ago.
And that is another reason, madam, you are a Protestant.
You are quite striking when you get angry, Cat.
Oh, what? It's Mother Catherine to you, Mr. Penn.
So what do you know? Brian Penn has an Oedipus Rex complex.
Huh?
Nothing.
Okay, getting back to the game. If you get your verse right, you get to ask a dare for one of the other housemates from the pre-selected safe dares. However, if you get it wrong, a housemate's name will be selected randomly from a chalice to ask a truth question. So, do you all understand the rules? Are you ready for the truth will set you free or dare?
Then there's a song,
Launch.
end of song. Page 7.
Okay. You have a number you have a number from 2 through that might I don't know if that's a typo. To see which order you go, I'll roll the die.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got lost there. Roll a die. How apropos.
And when your number comes up, it's your turn. Monk Genesis, your number is number 2.
I'll say he's number 2.
Oh.
Mother Catherine, you are number 3.
3. She's nowhere near the Trinity.
Brian, number 4.
Excellent. 4 for the horsemen of the apocalypse.
Evan, number 5. And Professor Huxley.
Hux is the name, darling.
And Professor, you are number 6.
Perfect.
Actually,
Sign of the beast.
Actually, in some scriptures, it's 666. It's also 616. Your Bible has so many versions, it's hard to keep them straight.
We stuck with the true Bible, King James, until Catherine and the others started to change the translations.
Well, aren't the apostles ex-Jews and wrote in Aramaic?
They also wrote in Greek, Huck. My bad. Sarah?
Okay. First roll is number 2, a monk. Here's your verse. And no help, please. Cleanliness is next to godliness.
Got it. Easy.
Number 3, Catherine. To our own self be true.
Okay.
Didn't know the scriptures like you thought, huh?
6, Professor.
Name's Hux, baby doll, Hux.
Okay. Okay. If you stop calling me hun, babe, baby doll, I'll call you Hux.
Deal. Hux.
Money is the root of all evil. Wow, that was quick. Next, number 1. Oh, wait, there is no number 1.
You are number 1, or dare I say a 10, babe. Sorry, I mean Sarah.
All right, number 4.
That's right. The 4 horsemen of the apocalypse.
What was the name of the 4 horsemen? Ha! Got you. Okay, this too shall pass.
Like the food poisoning Evan cooked up.
It wasn't my fault. The chicken left in the fridge.
That wasn't chicken. It was pork chops.
So that explains the thick bones.
Pork? Pork? I can't eat pork.
Oh, don't worry, you didn't keep it down long enough to consider it eating. God, Yahweh, the great I am, whatever you call him, will forgive you. Well, wait, you Jews don't believe in forgiveness, right?
Not without a blood sacrifice.
Hey, Sarah, say the word, and I think I could provide you with a blood sacrifice.
Okay. It's gonna be a long 5 weeks. Okay, last but not least.
No problem. So the first will be last and the last will be first. Matthew 20:16.
It's actually, so the last shall be first, and the first shall be last. For many be called, but few chosen.
It doesn't matter.
Yes, it does. Scripture is exact. I should know.
I have to agree with the monk here. It does matter.
No, I don't mean it doesn't matter. I mean it doesn't matter now because Evan's Bible verse is pride cometh before the fall.
Old English. Now we're talking.
Fantastic. We are all done. Time to expose the truth or dare. Remember, folks, the truth question comes from those who got the questions wrong, and the dare comes from those who got the answer right.
According to my calculations, this game will be all about the dares.
Kind of like the fear factor for the faithful.
For yourself.
Well, all, I have a little twist to the game.
You can't change the rules mid-game. This isn't the NFL here.
Well, at least they kneel. You must love that, Monk.
Huh?
I'll explain later.
The twist is you are all wrong.
You haven't even looked at the answers.
I don't have to. None. I repeat, none of the verses are in the Bible. So you all have to expose a truth that you have never shared before today.
Not so fast, hon. I mean, babe, Sarah.
Professor, whatever you wrote is wrong. No.
What do you mean, no? You must abide by the rules. It's in your contract, or say goodbye to that cool million. Oh, I'm sorry. My script's a little messed up there. That was Sarah. No, read my answer.
Oh. I was supposed to say, okay. No.
You see, the question for me was, money is the root of all evil. The Bible verse is, the love of money is the root of all evil. 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 10. Look it up. That is why I put no. You see, Sarah, I was right.
Well, I'll be okay. Hux is correct. You have a dare to give to one of your housemates.
Give me some time. I want to make it a good dare. You could say, I dare to be different.
Or dare to be darling.
Chill, Evan. I could pick you.
So let's see who will tell a truth first. Brian. A truth about a monumental change or revelation in your life.
Let's go, Brian.
Yeah, Brian, spill the beans.
If you want to come to confession first to soften the blow.
We are waiting, Brian.
Now, don't judge me, but
Get on with it.
Drama queen.
Don't listen to those guys. Just let it flow. Just come out with it.
that's it.
What?
I came out. It happened when I was at St. Leo University. Oh, I had been struggling for a year, but I knew who I was and what I was.
Excellent, Brian. Oh, okay. Next we have Monk. Reveal a relationship that was taboo.
Well, mine isn't quite so dramatic.
You are the one person that could understand.
What, me? My truth, I had a crush for 9 months on Sister Catherine Lisa Vincent's. Not you, not that Catherine.
I figured as much.
Did you? You know.
Did I what?
You know. Kiss her.
Well, we did hold hands for a time. Went to confession for 3 days straight, and then I joined the monastery and I was cloistered for 30 years.
Did you even keep in touch with her? After all, you were with her for 9 months.
If you kept in touch with her, you wouldn't be a monk. Was she hot?
I never noticed if she had a temperature, but her hands were sweating.
Hot like fine, fat.
Well, she was of medium build, not overweight, maybe pushing chunky.
When I say fat, I mean P-H-A-T, fat, not fat, fat. Pretty hot and tempting. Grow up, kids. Jeez.
Oh, as I recall, she was of pleasant looks and had a big heart.
Yeah, right. You're still crushing on her.
Hux, it's time for your dare.
Oh, dare for Evan. Let me see.
You have to pick from the dare bowl.
That's a bunch of dare bowl. My dare is for Evan. My dare for Evan is to eat his own cooking raw.
Ooh,
That will kill him.
Dare Evan walk across the Grand River Bridge
No problem.
with your shirt off
Still no problem.
on the bridge side rail.
Are you kidding? It's really high and I could fall.
Yeah, maybe, but into the cold, deep, dark river. What are you telling me? You can't swim?
That's not the point. I could drop and come crashing down on the jagged rocks below.
I'm willing to take that chance.
I'll take a truth.
That's not how it works.
When I played Truth or Dare as a kid, if we didn't want the dare, we told truth.
Too bad, Evan. You got to do my dare. You must abide by the rules. It's in your contract, or say goodbye to that cool million.
Hold on, Hux. I'm the host here. I'll make the decision on the ruling.
Wow, strong woman. I like ye. Gloria Steinem.
Evan, just follow with the game, okay?
Yes, just do it, Evan. Have faith.
Okay, Hux, you're right. If I have faith, then I do it, we'll be all right. So what if I fall? I'm with the Lord.
Right, song, end of song.
Song almost like being with God to the tune of almost like being in love.
Page 18 from Sarah.
Mother Catherine, you are up. Same question.
I'm with Brian.
how's that?
I can sympathize with your plight. I too was confused and had to make a life decision and tell the dioceses and bishops I was attracted to.
Don't tell me. Father?
Wait, like how?
Yep, like you, Brian. I've joined the club.
What are you talking about?
There is no need for you to be alone in the rainbow group LGBTQ like you.
Like me? I came out as a Pentecostal. I used to be Catholic.
Heretic,
Hmm.
protestant.
Oy vey, Cat is